da nga dem dem da nga dem. As we welcome our viewers in the Gambia and around the world, this is News Review. My name is Lamin Jai. Coming up on the show, teachers at Njaba Kunda School on Thursday protest over pay. We have been speaking to the principal of the school. Also coming up, the Central Bank of the Gambia is saying that the Gambia's economy has rebounded. Rather, we will bring you that story too. First Lady also today gave food items to women scavenging for groundnut at Denton Bridge. We'll bring you that report too a little bit later, but first we will begin with the papers, and I'll start with the Standard newspaper. The Standard today, Thursday, that's May 30th, 2019, is reporting that government pays $100,000 to 4 journalists or 4 Gambian journalists. Ex-NIA boss wants to cross-examine witnesses. Man in court for raping daughter. Banjul airport reopens. So the lead story on the Standard has to do with Sidinjai. Kande warned against inciting violence to destabilize Gambia. So we'll go through some of the stories there. Sidinjai, a former APRC stalwart turned surrogate for President Barrow, has warned GDC leader Mama Kande to desist from attempting to destabilize the country by making a reckless comment that Barrow's failure to step down after 3 years could imperil the security of the country. Kande told Dakar's RFM radio over the weekend that ECOWAS should intervene and tell the president to step down by the year end. However, Njai said what ECOWAS should be concerned with should not be Barrow's desire to keep the country's top job, but Kande's unguarded remarks. He argued, Mama Kande is inciting and perhaps insinuating that he will engage in an illegal act or attempt to destabilize the Gambia come December 2019. He is trying to insinuate that he is in contact with probably security apparatus in the country. He is in concert and in contact with probably established gangs of hooligans to perpetrate acts of violence in December. Therefore, both the government and ECOWAS should engage him about his comments that are so serious and reckless. Government pays $100,000 to 4 Gambian journalists. The Gambia Press Union has confirmed that the Gambia government, through the Minister of Justice, has paid the Dalasi equivalent of $25,000 to 4 Gambian journalists on Tuesday. In February last year, the ECOWAS Court of Justice based in Abuja, Nigeria, ordered the government to pay compensation of $25,000 to Fatou Kamara, Lamin Fati, Alaji Job, and Fatou Jaumane for violation of their rights to press freedom. The 4 journalists were variously charged and prosecuted under anti-free speech laws that the sub-regional court condemned as undemocratic, ruling that their enforcement constitutes a violation of freedom of press. Fatou Kamara, one of the journalists, said, I am glad that the Gambia has endorsed the ECOWAS court judgment. I hope this serves as a lesson for governments to allow journalists to do our work without harassment and intimidation. Our rights to freedom of expression, liberty, and freedom of movement should always be respected. The Standard is also reporting that ex-NIA boss changes mind, wants to cross-examine witnesses. Christopher E. Mene, the lawyer for the former head of the National Intelligence Agency, yesterday informed the Banjul High Court that his client was withdrawing his previous no case to answer submission. He said Yankuba Baji would now want to cross-examine the 5 prosecution witnesses on the state's list of prosecution witnesses who were not called. Lead lawyer for the state, Anduman Gay, said they did not object to the defense request for withdrawal of its no case to answer submission. According to the Standard, a man has been arraigned, accused of raping own daughter. A 40-year-old man resident in Brikama Bojang Kunda was yesterday arraigned at the Brikama Magistrates Court accused of raping his own daughter, or his daughter aged 15. He is charged with 1 count of rape. When the charge was read to him, he denied, exclaiming, "That is not true because this is my daughter." According to the indictment, in April 2019, the accused had unlawful carnal knowledge of the 15-year-old girl in Brikama, Bojang, Kunda. The Standard is also reporting that the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed that operations have resumed at the Banjul International Airport 48 hours after shutdown. According to our sources, that is Standard newspaper sources, the engineers were able to move the plane and restore normal services. That will be all for the Standard newspaper. I will now move on to The Point. The Point is also reporting that Civil Aviation announces the reopening of Banjul Airport after temporal closure. Prosecution to call second witness in Yankuba Ture, that's the Yankuba Ture FJC trial. Brikama Area Council, we never signed dump site relocation with KMC. Let's see what stories are there to bring for you on The Point. Brikama Area Council Chairman Sirifo Sonko has denounced reports suggesting that his council had signed a deal with Kanifing Municipal Council for a possible relocation of the Bakote dump site to identified places in the West Coast region. The suggestions came following the ongoing talks within the alleged communities identified for the proposed relocation of Bakote main dumping site. Mr. Sonko told this reporter that Brikama Area Council has never in any circumstance signed a document with the Kanifing municipality that would give access for a possible relocation of the Bakote dump site to some identified communities within the country's biggest region. So that will be all on the papers. I'll move on to our first story, where all academic activities at Njabakunda Upper Basic and Senior Secondary School were disrupted following a protest by some teachers, a group of teachers, over pay. The teachers are protesting that they have not received their salary since March this year. So earlier today I have been speaking with the principal of the school, Dauda Juf.
What they claim is a fact, but not all our teachers in the school. A number of them, about 12 of them, we had a budget deficit. The school was very big and the roll fell down. The financing of the school is based on the roll. When the roll fell down, the number of teachers that were there, you cannot just lay them off. So we were managing to pay them as we got the finance. In October last year, there was a small problem. We were unable to get the money we required to pay them. So then we went to the GTU CCU, who definitely came to support us. In October, November, and December, they were giving us overdraft and we were paying salaries. Yes, but by then our budget was at the ministry and we were expecting that when the budget starts in January, we will get the required finance to be able to foot the bill of all the salaries now. But when this budget came, it fell short still. We were getting about 133,000. But later on it went up to 171. But with the salary increase, we were not able to pay all. So then the problem was there, and GTU said they cannot continue giving us overdraft because it was January that we expected that the problem will be solved. So then I wrote to the permanent secretary, who said to get money from finance at that time was a little bit problem, but he will include their names in the main ministry's payroll and will be paying them until December, so that when that is done, come December, our new budget will be out and all will be captured and everything will go on fine. But you know, with bureaucracy, things are never quick. Can you imagine somebody's salary not paid in March? His name was given to settle a budget deficit. And nothing was done in March and April until May. And you see how important April is. Was the Ramadan, when all breadwinners need to take home more or do a lot at home. But yet with them, nothing was given. At school level, we were able to get a $35,000 which we gave to them on loan until they get their money. But, you know, as of now, we don't have any money to give them. So we are working and waiting on the results from the ministry. The late response is what triggered all this, but not that, you know, it is not there or nothing is done. But, you know, with them also, we told them we could have to get it resolved in a better way. You know, jaw is better than war. Talk over it until we get it settled would be better than fight over it until we get it settled. So, but they said also, you know, he who feels it knows it. You haven't received your salary for 3 months now, for 2 months, and the third one is coming. You don't know what the fate of the third one would be. Why it will not be a solution to your problem.
The Central Bank of the Gambia on Thursday said the country's economy is picking up. The country's apex bank said that the economy has rebounded in 2018, and the bank gave a forecast of a favorable economic outlook. Here is Bakari Jame, the governor of the bank.
Now, the Gambian economy has rebounded strongly in 2018, and the prospects are favorable, thanks to the implementation of sound macroeconomic policies and reforms. Indicators show that private investment has picked up significantly with return of confidence. The Gambia Bureau of Statistics estimated the economy to have grown by a robust 6.5% in 2018 compared to 4.8% in 2017. This performance was broad-based, driven mainly by the services sector, including tourism and trade, financial services and insurance, transport and telecommunication. Agricultural production recovered from a contraction of 4.4% in 2017 to grow by 0.9% in 2018. However, climatic factors such as delayed rainfall, flooding and long dry spells continue to significantly affect crop yields. Early economic indicators also show that growth in 2019 will remain robust. External sector. The external position of the Gambia continues to improve, thanks to the support from our development partners and increases in remittances, tourism, and foreign direct investment. Preliminary balance of payments estimates indicate that current account balance registered a surplus of $4 million, $0.2% of GDP, in the first quarter of 2019, compared to a deficit of $7.3 million, 0.5% of GDP, in the corresponding period of 2018. The surplus in the services account increased by 47% to $46.5 million in the first quarter of 2019, compared to $31.6 million in the corresponding period a year ago, explained largely by a successful tourism season. The deficit in the goods account, however, widened to $85.1 million, 4.8% of GDP in the first quarter of 2019, compared to $72 million, 4.5% of GDP in the corresponding period in 2018. This is due to increase in imports to $125.3 million, or by 23%, from $101 million in the same period in 2018. Exports also increased to $35 million, or by 45% during the period under review. The international reserves of the bank remains at 5 months of foreign imports of goods and services. Exchange rate of the dollar remains broadly stable. From April 2018 to April 2019, the dollar appreciated against the pound sterling, euro, and CFA by 2.3%, 2.6%, and 0.9% respectively. However, it depreciated against the US dollar by 4.8%.
TAF Africa Global is pleased to launch Dalaba Housing Estate, Dalaba Housing Estate is our newest estate located on the Sukuta Jabang Road. You can buy a finished 2 or 3 bedroom house or service plots accompanied with a free fence and gate.
Meanwhile, the central bank has said that the country's currency, that's the dollar, will no longer bear the portrait of former President Yahya Jammeh. The bank is saying that in 3 months' time, there will be new bills in circulation, and that the various bird species and historical sites are some of the features that will be put, or that these new bills will have on them. So we'll move on to our next story. Women who scavenged for groundnut at around the Denton Bridge on Thursday had an unusual visitor in the person of the First Lady of the Gambia, Madam Fatoumata Barrow. The surprise visit did not end there, but the First Lady, through her foundation, put smiles on the faces of these women by giving them food items. More in this report.
turi kilifa buñ àndal di First Lady xam naa ne ñëpp xam ngeen ko mooy jabari président bi tey nag dañ ñëw si yéen parce que ñëpp xam nañ ne yéen jigéen ñi jàmbaar ngeen yéen a ngi bàyyi seen kër yi bàyyi seen njaboot yi ñëw fii nii di liggéey boo xam ne liggéey bu métti la moo tax ñu leen di ooyee ay jigéen ñi jàmbaar tey nag suy ñëw bi fii yëgu leen ko parce que First Lady di jabari président bi dafa am bunti liggéeykaay bu ñu ooyee foundation dañ dee dimbale néewti doole yi si society ak nit yoo xam ne dañ soxla ndimbal mënoon nañoo ñëw ñu tàggule ne leen ñu ngee ñëw ngeen xam ne mu ngee ñëw waaye lii lum moo def ba toujours la si bunti liggéeykaayam boobu noonu fàttewuñ leen nag saa yum rombee fii xelam mu ngi si yéen xëj na ñëw bi teel a jot yi pour ngeen séddoo ko yéen jigéen ñi pour wax leen ne tamit lu bëri mu ngi ci kanam parce que suñ bunti liggéeykaay bi suñ main focus mooy jigéen ñi ak xale yi because ñoom ñoo gën a soxla ndimbal ci society boo gis jigéen dafa important nag ci dëkka important ci kër important fu nekk moom mi leen indil bagage yi moom tam jigéen la xam na li ngeen di def gis na ko apprécier na ko bu baax a baax a baax.
di nuyu jëkkëram itamit di Adama Barrow di leen gërëm di leen sant. ci seen ñëw bi tey ak seen teewaay bi tey ñun xam nañ ne yëg ngeen ñu parce que fii la ñoo dundee fii la ñoo dundalee suñ njaboot gi am na kuréel bi fi ñëwoon nit ñi seen jëkkër yi dee foog naa ne lim fi indi xaajut leen sax kon na nga xam ne néew di doole yi rek ñoo fi nekk kon nag suñu amee ndimbal dafa baax si ñu ni nga endu si naaj bi amee xool ti gerte bi di ci foraatu yenay nga am pot yenay ñaari pot yenay doo am dara sax nga tasaare ko metti na
ala kana nas ala fu ya faye ko ay kalamuta len fana nga kalamuta nu han bi man si ñi mati nan tol nga bula baro nom baro bir nga abe wala nan tola jana han bi dol ya ba problème ko no be siri ntol adunta man sa dunta ko kulan tol ka du wolal man tara fen na jam fon kan sembo boy ka kata ka samba na dimbali nin sita jangati fatilo ye boy nin moto timin natan ka borle ngam nyo saba botola nga boto kenson ka soray ni nga soray enjo boto $50 boto $20 dol fa ni nata fa sa do min si ata to fay ka din nyim boto kenson ntol be balwo ka wolla jang ni ngam tiya mesango min soto nga ke safunoti nga din asamba nga wafu fango ngam fango nyo don tala kata wafu marse kono ni ya wafu ya sendi na nga sendi na keso kon ntol be wole balu wole jang suta tili kandi sama nin tiyo fato banta ntol ka mano le doku nin mano banta nga gadi no doku wala mun tolla doti jan tili kandi sama ntol janno mu
The items doled out there included rice, sugar, pasta, and dates. We will move to our next story now. Lynching is a form of justice and humiliation used in many parts of the world. Jungle justice, as it is also called, has been in practice in some parts of the Gambia. albeit in low magnitude. So, however, the police are now concerned that mob justice is increasingly becoming a norm in the Gambia. More in this report. The police are speaking of a disturbing and continuing trend where members of the general public reportedly take the law into their own hands. Police feel that jungle justice is rearing its ugly head in the country, admonishing the public to take recourse to the laws of the land. It has now become fashionable for many to subject suspected criminals to public ridicule by either beating them up or posting videos of them on YouTube, says the police. At least 5 people are currently facing a charge of murder. They are awaiting trial over accusation of killing a taxi driver recently. The murder suspect apprehended the taxi driver in Busumbala who was caught stealing fuel from a truck. He was subsequently tied up and caned mercilessly, the police say. The commander of the anti-crime unit of the Gambia Police Force, Commissioner Gorgim Boop, says the police have come to a realization that people are in the habit of arresting people in their compounds and then subjecting them to beatings and other forms of public ridicule.
nga xamne dañ nekk ci biti comme ni Piaro doon wax ci English moy ñi nga xam dañ dé té ay nit di len door ci sen biir kër yi ba paré di len génné ci sen vidéo ñi ko dé sen ci YouTube nit ki definitely am nga ray pour nga téye sàcca waaye soo téye sàcca koolal police ñu ñëw jël ci ko because door ko or mën nga ko door mu dé mu ñëw nekkal ñëw jural la yow ëllëg ci bit yow loraange té soko dooré soko indé police ñun suñu gisé dañ ko door ñun duñ ko dé accept liñ la wax moy nañ anda yow ak mom yëpp ci l'hôpital bi ba lañ ko accept ñu gis ne ki nga indi mu ngi wér parce que bi moo dugga mu ngi wér so automatiquement soo ko dóoree nga gaañ ko ñun duñ ko mën a receive si yow because li ñu see bañ mooy ëllëg si biir ñu ne police yi ñoo ko rey li yaaxa suñ der daf dee gaaw.
Described by many as privatization of justice, mob justice has been in the Gambia for many decades, and its perceived prevalence may be due to the advancement of technology now that many issues can be brought to the limelight with just a mobile phone. So now this is a press release from the Gambia Armed Forces. The Gambia Armed Forces is saying that they're informing the general public that it will conduct, or the Army will conduct, a field training exercise from Friday the 31st May to Tuesday the 4th June 2019 in the general area of Yundum, Sinchu and Banjulinding. The training exercise will involve the movement of troops and the use of blank ammunition, most especially around the general training area. The inhabitants of the above areas are hereby urged to go on with their normal daily activities and that they do not need to panic, as this is a normal routine exercise. So the last story we have here has to do with women. Women are often described as the bulwark of many households in the Gambia. Their contribution towards national development efforts has been praised and continues to be valued both nationally and internationally. However, efforts in enhancing sustainable livelihood opportunities for them, along with improving and raising their standard of living, are faced with numerous challenges. Since the attainment of independence in 1965, several women empowerment interventions by successive governments have failed to lift thousands of Gambian women out of poverty. Up to today, a good chunk of Gambian women are grappling with myriad of problems ranging from lack of access to capital to ownership of land. From the Tanje fish landing site to Brikama market, women are experiencing a plethora of problems, and it appears their lamentations are yet to be heard by those charged with the responsibility of improving the quality of life for them. The Fatu Network has been speaking with some of these women as part of a series that we have started in highlighting the plight of women as well as shedding light on their achievements.
School ñu jàng parce que da ngay fay juuti ba pare ñu daxala do jaay bo taawé rek ñu ne jéna fi té fé nga juuti ba pare police o le kantol disturb baake kal disturb ha jasu ñu mo jël so léegi naka la ñuy def ci réew mi njoboor bi nekk ci gannaaw mooy tax ñuy liggéey li man time boobu dama doon toog dama doon jaay waa léegi maa ngi jaay suma borom kër dafa réer bàyyi maa xale yi léegi maa ngi jaay maa ngi def business njënd njaayaat laa dama day jaay ay tomate ay soble ay jaba yooyu noonu waaye loolu yëpp ñu ngi koy jaay waaye léegi yooyu dañ koy jaay ñu daanu dañ koy liggéeyee ñu daanu ba pare affaire bi dafa seer man noonu dama jaaxale lu tax ma jaaxale affaire bi loolu noonu ñun ñu koy liggéey Gambia fii dafa seer nga xam ne jógul Europe si fekkee ne Europe la ñu jógee ñu wax ne dëgg la waaye ñun nen kese ñoo nekk de liggéey Gambia fii affaire bi dafa seer ñun léegi dañ dee jaay ñu perdre dañ dee jaay ñu loos borom bagage yi ñoo nekk di xulo waaye ñun dañ dee noppire duñ dee faale.
dama ñàkk am sama néeg maa ngi amee njaboot sama njaboot bi lu nekk maa ko dee def moo tax ma dem uti mbor si àll indi ko fii jaay ko ndi ma am ci dara jox ko sama xale yi.
woton tol wul tangane ko no ka do ko ce me alon ko Gambia dingol lem tolti ndol fana lafta ka do ko ce Gambia mbe ce Gambia dingoti nti jata kende asoto Gambia si yurwano ni jata kende abe dunia ko na ka yurwa soto ni jata kende si ata Gambia ja yurwa beje bay ni kende ata si di wulu si musu soto si di wulu ben nin kurango bela wo be ibe fola wol yala wo Gambia kata ko mal.
Very well. With that, we come to the end of today's show. Thank you very much for being there. We will see you next week. Goodbye.